Hello everyone, Jen Pike here, founder of the Simplicity Project and the creator of the Hormone Project. And in this case this morning talking to you about the mother-daughter version of the Hormone Project. So this is a talk that I started to give, I believe the first one that I gave was in the summer. And this was something that I was asked to create and put out there to see what the need was like. If this was something that mums really wanted some assistance on. I have a daughter myself, obviously, or I wouldn't be teaching this. And I think what it is that for us as women, we feel the things that are going on in our bodies, the different hormonal changes, whether it be with our mood, anxiousness, depression, our sleep, insomnia, our weight, heavy periods, absence of a period, irregular periods, breast tenderness, PMS, cramping, skin issues, all of these different things that can happen as part of our menstrual cycles. But our girls aren't being taught enough about it. They're not being educated. In school they're learning the smallest amount of it, and depending on their homes, I know a lot of you are doing a really fantastic job of being able to break the information down to them, but we can only teach as much as we ourselves know. And especially too, if you have cruised through your menstrual cycle and you end up having a situation where you're with your daughter where she's really struggling and she's having severe cramping and she's missing school and her mood changes around that time and she's not feeling fantastic, or maybe she's not even menstruating yet, and you're starting to notice all of these changes happening, we really want to empower ourselves to be able to help them the best that we can. Obviously, I mean with anything, but when we are talking about the hormones, especially when we're talking about it in regards to starting a menstrual cycle and then creating a healthy menstrual cycle, there's so many variables. There's so many things that can be going on. And as women, you are menstruating for, 40 to sometimes 50 years of your life. And how we set up for really successful, healthy menstrual cycles in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s is by taking care of our bodies in our younger years. So in putting this workshop together, if you attended the one that I hosted in the summer, I've changed a lot of the information in this one. So it's not very heavy in terms of, I do a very small PowerPoint presentation with slides so that you have the graphics and the ability to see that, but that is not, my intention is not to present to you. My intention is to have a conversation with you and to change the quality and the types of some of the questions that we are asking ourselves and that we are asking our girls. And to really get to this place where we can stop normalizing common things that really aren't normal at all. And what I mean by that is that having menstrual cramps is a very common symptom that can be associated with having your period or when your period is about to begin. Having debilitating cramps where you are bent over, you have to have a hot water bottle with you, you have to take Advil or leave, you are missing time at school, you are crying because you are in pain, that is not normal. So having menstrual cramps is common. Having these exacerbated pains associated with it and having to miss out on life and being in such discomfort, not normal. That right there is a sign and a symptom from your body that something is slightly out of balance. Advil and Aleve are not going to fix that. The hot water bottle, those things are going to help to make it feel more manageable, but we actually want to get to the root and determine what's going on in our girls' bodies, in our own body, to help to mitigate this. I will tell you in running the Hormone Project that every woman that comes into that 10-week course within 2 menstrual cycles, we have eliminated their cramps and their PMS is almost completely gone, to the point where they would say that the week leading into their cycle, they felt like they had to move out of their house or everyone else had to move out of the house. They had so much pain and discomfort that everything about the other parts of their life had to shift, that now they almost don't even know when their period is coming. I mean, it's regular, but they don't have like the cramps going, oh my gosh, it's going to be here in 2 days, or the headache and knowing I'm going to wake up with it tomorrow morning, or the backache saying, yep, it's coming. They're able to just move through their life and then have that period come at that regular time. How I'm changing what I'm teaching on Thursday night this week versus what I taught in the summer is I'm going to help to paint this picture so this is open to girls as young as 8 all the way up to 88. because we all have a continual flow throughout our entire life. So you may not be menstruating for your whole life as a woman, but there is a cycle that is happening internally. And I'm going to talk about this on Thursday night. For our youngest girls that are in the audience, this is about being able to present this information to them in a way where it doesn't feel scary. It actually feels like this is such a gift to be a girl, to be a woman. My body actually has the ability to do this. I get to have a monthly report card based on my cycle and how I'm feeling that actually lets my body know how it's really functioning. And for them to understand that the healthier we can create this cycle and this system within their body, the easier it is going to be as they transition into their teens and into their 20s and into those years when, you know, they want to be a mom as well too. And then for our girls that are already in their teens, who have gotten their menstrual cycles and who are going through all the different physical changes in their body, their mental and emotional changes as well too, to help to set them up for success in understanding nutritionally. How can we best support your body? Supplement wise, what do we need to be thinking about? And if you have any more severe issues, what are some of the natural ways we can support you? Not throwing you on the birth control pill because you have cramps or because you have acne. You know, not talking about putting you on Prozac or putting you on any type of anti-anxiety and antidepressant medication because you have a couple of weeks out of the month where you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to process what I'm feeling. I mean, at these ages for us as girls, even into our 30s, 40s, we're still trying to figure this thing called life out. And so when we have our hormones, these chemical messengers that are creating all these different conversations within our body, it starts to become really difficult to understand why you're feeling what you're feeling, and then to also be able to know how to work through that. And we all know this as moms. We remember this as girls. You're usually not running to your mom right away when you're feeling like this. You're typically hiding in your room. You're suppressing those emotions. You're not allowing yourself to bring that out. You're almost always not talking to your young girlfriends about it because maybe you'll get made fun of if you do, or they'll think you're weird, or you'll feel shamed about it. So there's not really this opportunity socially in most areas for girls to feel like they actually have a safe space to A, be educated and hear the information, to C, ask the questions and allow themselves to open up about this. What I'm doing differently on Thursday night is I'm going to have paper at the tables, and instead of people, I would love if people verbally ask the questions, but if you have a question, if your daughter has a question and she is not comfortable enough asking this in a room of women, which is totally understandable, she can write this question down and put it into a little jar that we will have, and then I will be able to actually answer those questions and address them for the front of the room. This is also for women that are in their 20s, 30s, 30s and 40s, early 50s. This is even talking about, what you had to do in order to create a really healthy menstrual cycle when you were between the ages of 8 and 9 and 10 and 11, when your body is preparing to actually have your first bleed, when that endometrium, the lining of your uterus, is preparing to shed. What we need to do then is actually the same way we need to be treating our bodies as women in our mid to late 30s that are going in through perimenopause. So perimenopause takes place for 8 to 15 years. There's a lot of things that we need to be doing to set our adrenals up for health so that when your hormones start to fluctuate, your thyroid doesn't suffer, your adrenals don't suffer, your sleep doesn't suffer, your weight doesn't start to pile on, your cravings aren't out of control, your moods aren't out of control. So there's so many things that we can be doing naturally, nutritionally, supplement-wise, lifestyle-wise, essential oils, different things like that, different conversations to have that are going to set our youngest bodies and our bodies up for success moving forward. Our children are growing up in a very different time now than we all did as women. The amount of exogenous estrogens, chemical forms of estrogens, xenoestrogens that are out there now that are contributing to things like polycystic ovarian syndrome, fibroids and cysts, different tissues in their breast, the acne that so many of the girls are breaking out in, the mood swings, the body changes, hair growing in different places that it isn't typically supposed to be growing at those stages. And so we have to be re-educated on the type of environment we're living in now, and even our body care products. So we're coming up to Christmas. Some of the things that we typically would be putting in the stocking stuffers and those types of things as gifts are actually hormonal disruptors. They're estrogen disruptors. And this is something that we want to start to, as young as possible, be able to keep really clean sources, really supportive sources, and starve the excess chemical form of it that is going on. So I'm going to be talking really specifically, and I'm going to have graphically, nutritionally, like what are the best supportive things and what are some of the things that maybe we want to have less of or maybe not have any of at all. Supplement wise, what are we able to supplement our girls with, our daughters with? What do their bodies actually need? What do we as women need as we're menstruating, as change is starting to happen? When you go to your family doctor, what are the blood tests that you actually want to ask for? You know, when do you need to start to be concerned about your daughter's iron levels, her ferritin and her hemoglobin, her B12 levels? What are some of the things that we're looking for? If you have any history of autoimmune disease in your family, so that could be Hashimoto's, which is the autoimmune form of underactive thyroid. It could be that there is MS in your family. It could be that there is type 1 diabetes in your family. There are many different forms, even reproductive cancers as well too, whether it be breast, ovarian, cervical. There's so many things that we can be doing in our homes every day that can help to reduce our chances of those things happening, that can help to create a healthier body, a healthy endocrine system, our hormonal system, that's really running the show in terms of how we think, how we feel, how we process. And we all know this. Our girls are going through enough on a daily basis, and our boys as well too. I can tell you, as my son, who's 9, gets older, I can feel there's going to be a boy and a male version of this coming out of me to teach, because I'm just starting to see these changes happen. So this is what I am going to be talking about and teaching about on Thursday night. If you feel like your girls are too young to bring, so they're younger than 8 years old, you come, you gather the information, and you be able to take this home as mom and help our girls go through the things that maybe we didn't understand and know about our bodies, or our bodies weren't experiencing. So that's what this Thursday evening is about, is teaching you the signs, the symptoms, and then really navigating, empowering you with some solutions that you can take back into your home. The energy of what we do is so important. We also know this as women because it's not ironic how when you surround yourself with a group of women, whether it's your coworkers or your best girlfriends, or it's all the women in your house, and everybody can come into these relationships having menstrual cycles at all different times of the month. And then little by little, somebody's a bit early, somebody's a bit late, and then you all start to cycle around the same time of the month. So I'm going to talk and teach about the energy of that as well too, and how you can create a little bit more harmony in your home. This will also help to set up your spouses and the brothers for success as well too. So there's just a lot that I'm going to bring to the table, and I really encourage you to bring your questions as well too. So it's this Thursday evening. It is live. It is in Aurora. The doors open at 7 o'clock. I start teaching at 7:30. We go until 9 p.m. You will have your girls out of there right then. The whole venue closes down at 9:30. I will have my books and things like that available. I will be available after to answer questions. My daughter is going to be there. I'm bringing her. She is helping out with the night as well too. And it is $20 for a ticket. I've linked it all up over our website, jenpike.com, my social media. Your daughter is free. So you pay your ticket, your daughter is free. You don't have to have a daughter to come. You could be a woman that is just like, I've never heard any of this information before. Nobody ever told me any of this. I'm struggling with the things that you just talked about. You don't have to steal someone's child in order to come to the event. You can come on your own as a woman. You could bring your sisters, your mothers, your aunts, whomever it may be. I want you to ask yourself this before I hop off. How often do you hear yourself complaining about the way that you feel? How many times have you had to cycle through month after month feeling horrible and booking days off of work, days that you should be able to use as an actual rest day, a holiday, a day to do what you want, but instead you are there because you have so much pain? How many times are you struggling as a mom watching your daughter? I always get emotional when I talk about it, because as moms, our girls, I'm selfishly teaching this because even doing this for a living, there are things that my daughter's not going to come to me about. But when I can teach it in this open forum, when she can see that there are other girls in the room, there are other grown women that are asking these same questions, we start to normalize the right things. we start to normalize the permission as a woman to ask questions about our body, to not be shamed about this, to not feel embarrassed about it. That is what we start to do. I'm so passionate about this, not just because I have a daughter and, I am a daughter and I am a mother and a sister and all of those things. It's because I will tell you, I spend my every day working with women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who are so beside themselves because they don't know how they got to where they are right now. They look in the mirror and they don't recognize themselves. They feel like they became a mother and they traded themselves in order to be a mom, and they've lost themselves along the way. And I don't want our girls to ever feel like that. I don't want to have to sit across the table from women every day who are telling me how many medications that they are on, that they've had their cervix ablated umpteen times, that they're in so much pain every month, that they ended up having to have a partial or a radical hysterectomy, that nobody told them if they had polycystic ovarian syndrome or endometriosis or cysts or fibroids, that there are other practitioners and natural ways that we can support their body. The girls who are not being told that maybe somebody in your family had reproductive cancer does not mean that you are going to get this, and that we can shift these lifestyle factors to help support your body. So I'm very passionate about this. I am very connected to it. And it is my mission to continue to spread this message. So please share this video with as many women as you would like. You have my full permission for that. Please think about joining us on Thursday. It is at St. Andrews Valley. It's at the golf course in Aurora. Doors open at 7. We go 7:30 until 9 p.m. All the information is linked up at jenpike.com under events. It's all on my social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. There's an Eventbrite link. It is $20 for an adult. Your child is free. We're doing like tea and little snacks that'll be out there for them. You are never too old or too young to learn and know this information. And I want to say ahead of time, thank you for trusting me with your girls. I don't take this lightly. Being able to have the opportunity to talk to such a wide age group of women, and it's needed. It is needed. So I'm going to leave you all with that. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to me and to listen to this, and please share and spread the information. I hope to see many of you on Thursday night. Thank you so much.